In the history of international trade policy of the United States, the major achievements have been reached with the contribution of the two parties, Republican and Democratic. GATT in 1948 was Democratic and WTO in 1994, but the negotiations were conducted by Republicans. The NAFTA agreements were started by a Republican president and concluded by a Democratic. And similarly, the recent agreements in 2011 between United States and Korea, US and Panama, and US and Colombia. The main policies, the main trade policy of the main important objective of the trade policy of Obama are the Transpacific Partnership and the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. These two important mega regional trade agreements are only part of within the responsibility of Obama. Indeed, with these two agreements, Obama declared it in an important conference in April 2015, declared that the United States would like to shape the rules of international trade, especially bringing the US value into the international community. Indeed, these agreements negotiated and concluded the Trans-Pacific Partnership in October 2015 and signed in February 2016, and the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership with the European Union, which is still ongoing, the negotiations are still ongoing. They cover several important subjects such as protection of workers' rights, protection of environment, harmonization of standards. Paradoxically, these two agreements, which are the most important in the history of the United States in terms of regional and bilateral relations, they are facing important difficulties. With regard to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the agreement has been concluded. However, probably due to the anti-globalization movement in the last few years, Obama is facing important difficulties in ratifying the agreement in its internal legal system. Indeed, this is a problem, and the main problem is due probably because of the fact that the Republicans own the majority within the US system. And moreover, the two candidates for the presidency after Obama, they are not supportive of this type of agreement. The Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, on the other side, is facing big problems during the negotiations. And the big problems are due mainly not only to the resistance to a position of some anti-globalization group, but it's mainly due to the differences existing between the European Union and the United States as regard to the regulations on some specific provisions. For example, there are huge differences between the point of view of the European Union in proposing a new system for the settlement on investment disputes, investor-to-state disputes. There are important differences with regard to the standard, especially the sanitary standard and the standard on food products, because the standard of the European Union and the procedure to assess the conformity of the food products with the European standard are completely different and quite different with the US standard. The government procurement that the European Union would like to open, so procuring goods and services for the government, while the United States are not happy with regard to this opening, and the big problem with agricultural products and geographical indications. So paradoxically, these are the main problems, and these two important agreements which are at the basis of the external trade policy of Obama, they will not be concluded before the end of its mandate, and it will be very difficult that will be concluded and ratified even with the new presidency.